All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over sample question 3 from the Society of Actuaries ExamP list of sample questions. Now, this is a fairly straightforward problem. However, I still think it's good to try it out yourself if you haven't already. All right, so now let's look at what the question says. You're given the probability of A union B is 0.7, and the probability of A union B complement, or B prime, is equal to 0.9. We just want to calculate the probability of event A. Right? Seems simple enough, much more straightforward than any of the word problems you've ever seen. So let's look at this problem. Now, this is actually a good example of a problem where knowing how to do something based off graphs and Venn diagrams and just pictures makes things a lot easier. I initially tried to do this algebraically when I first saw the question, however long ago that was, and it was a pain. And then when I figured out, hey, you can do this based off Venn diagrams and get it done real quick, it was frustrating that I didn't see it earlier, but hopefully I can help out with that if any of you are struggling with the same thing. So let's say we have our sample space here, this rectangle, right? Perfect rectangle. And we have event A here and event B here. I never make them large enough, right? And there's our intersection. Now, for the purposes of this explanation, I'm going to mark off each of these sections. Let's say this is W, X, Y, and Z, right? So all of event A is events W and X, and then all of B is X and Y, and then anything not in either of those is here in Z. Now, we're told that the probability of A union B, meaning all of this stuff, is equal to 0.7. Okay, so W plus X plus Y is equal to 0.7. Now, here's the first thing where that makes some of this stuff easy. We can figure out what Z is, right? One rule that you should be super familiar with is all mutually exclusive events in your entire sample space, like all the events that make up your sample space, should add to 1, right? So W plus X plus Y plus Z should equal 1. And since we know WXY equals 0.7, 0.7 plus Z equals 1, Z is equal to 0.3. So that's one more piece of information we didn't have before, right? So I'll say Z is equal to 0.3. Write that to the side. What's the other thing we know? The probability of A union the complement of B is 0.9. Now, A union the complement of B, what parts of the Venn diagram does that take up? So it's either things not in B or everything in A. So obviously, this outside bit not in B, so that counts. Anything in A, W and X, that counts. Section Y is the only part that's not in that space. Okay, now we can write that as W plus X plus Z is equal to 0.9. And since we know Z is 0.3, W plus X plus 0.3 is equal to 0.9. And subtracting both sides, W plus X equals 0.9. Or sorry, 0.6. Okay, and what was the original question? It was asking us the probability of A. Now, the probability of A is W and X here in our Venn diagram, which is what we have here. So the probability of event A is equal to 0.6. Easy as that, right? So hopefully this showed you that really every question you get, anytime you can, draw a little picture, draw a diagram to help more visually see what's going on. It makes things so much easier. At least for me, it definitely did. And I'm not, so this kind of thing, the main things to understand is obviously, I harp on it a lot, but drawing a diagram. And the other thing is understanding that all elements in a sample space, all mutually exclusive elements or all events, add up to 1, right? Very basic property, but super important. I suppose that's kind of what makes it important, right? It's fundamental. So if there are any questions on this, you could throw it down in the comments. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. If you want, you can check out another video. I have some other sample questions, kind of done out solutions. And if this video helped you, then why not give a like? It would definitely help me. Other than that, good luck, guys.